Thanks for your company. Last Monday night's rain claimed at least 8 lives in flash floods that followed. One of the very tragic outcomes is the death of Dr. Ayahefron, whose grieving husband affected many others. It wasn't the first time lives have been lost to floods, though. Headlines capturing floods in Accra are as predictable as the rainy season that causes the havoc, and yet nothing seems to change. Jojo Kobina in the following report recaps why it can sometimes get very frustrating having to report on problems which seem to never go away.
Even though I could go back many years, let's start from 2014.
Now, many parts of the national capital today have been inundated as choke drains have made it difficult for rainwater to freely flow through the drains. The bus terminal at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle was full, and residents of Accra had to scoop water from their homes as a result of the rains. But this is not the first time Accra has been hit by floods, and almost every year the story or the reasons being given for the floods are the same.
In 2015, we reported again.
The cycle of flood is here again, and year by year, major cities in the country get flooded. The reasons, as always, are the same: lack of planning, pouring of waste into drains, and a host of other human activities. When will it ever stop? What will it take to save our cities from the perennial vulture cycle of flooding?
We're still in the capital and on the floods. Several residents within Aveno in Accra were temporarily thrown out of their homes by the flash floods. The affected residents are unsure how or where to pass the night. Kemini Amanos report.
Then the fire and flood disaster occurred, killing 150 people. Musicians sang about the flood disaster. Politicians promised never again.
The National Disaster Management Organization, the Hydrology Department of the Ministry of Water Resources, Works and Housing, and the city authorities will also work to coordinate the clearing and expansion of our waterways and the desilting of our drains. Drastic steps are necessary here if we are to permanently address this perennial problem. We'll intensify our efforts to expand and modernize our drainage system.
But in 2016, we're back to the same script.
Hydrological engineer at the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, Wise Ametefe, has blamed yesterday's flooding on blockages in channels leading to the Odor drain.
In 2017, an elaborate plan was announced to once again end perennial flooding.
The government will, in the coming days, announce a comprehensive plan to deal permanently with the perennial flooding in the capital, Accra. The city's mayor, Mohamed Ni Ejesoa, says the new comprehensive plan will focus on redesigning the drainage system. He made this known after touring some communities affected by the Friday morning downpour.
Clearly, we are back to the same pointers again. Journalists have reported, musicians have sung about it, politicians have promised, yet nothing has changed. I hope we'll not be back to the same situation in 2019. Jojo Kobina, Joy News.